So what we got here is a sky with quite a number of chemtrails in it. Particularly that big one there. Way back to there. So basically, these are coming from the airplanes, these chemtrails, and they're not to be mistaken with contrails. Contrails are what normally comes out of the jet engines, leaves a little trail. But these aren't contrails, these are actually chemtrails. And chemtrails have been seen, if you're not aware of them, I sometimes take this stuff for granted, that everybody knows what chemtrails are, but it seems not. And if you would have gone back to the 1980s, you wouldn't have seen stuff like that. Chemtrails didn't exist. They'd only first reported chemtrails back in the mid to late 80s, and then the skies have been heavily basically chemicalized by the various governments since the mid-90s. Since 1996, it's been seen all around the world, reports everywhere of these chemtrails, everywhere, all around the world, anywhere you go. What's been found to be in these chemtrails, and the difference between a chemtrail and a contrail is the chemtrail lasts. As you see, that one just lingers there. The plane went over here at least 30 minutes ago, and that just lingers on, where a contrail just disappears, vaporizes after 15-20 seconds or something. So what has been found to be in the chemtrails, because we're like, okay, well, what are they spraying us with? What's our skies being sprayed with now? And the two of the main ingredients, two of the main poisons in it, has been barium and aluminium, and both of them play havoc with the brain. Barium, in particular, is like an interceptor of neurotransmitters in the brain. Aluminium sits on the brain and starts to break the brain down. You quite often find people who have Alzheimer's and different sort of mental problems quite often have aluminium metals on the brain, including aluminium. So there's other various mishmash of chemicals within these chemtrails that have been found, and they've even gone up to the top of mountains, snowy ice peaks, taken samples of the snow and tested the snow and found these high levels of aluminium, barium in there, where the planes have flown over the mountain peaks. So there's no doubt about it, we are being sprayed with poisons. Some people say, oh, I don't like conspiracy theories or anything like that. No, there's nothing to be afraid of, but you do need to be aware of what's actually going on. And not everybody out there, especially people in control, aren't out for our highest good. And no, yeah, they are poisoning us, and this is one of the ways that we're being poisoned and we're being dumbed down mentally, is through these chemtrails. What it's also doing is, because there's tiny nanoparticles of aluminium in it, it's also reflecting the sun back as well. So we're seeing a lot bigger rates of people low in vitamin D, because they're not getting enough sun, because instead of the sun shining through, these chemtrails, after a while they just kind of go into this haze above the sky. And especially in the US, you sometimes see them crisscrossed everywhere, and even in the UK now as well. And it goes into this haze, so people aren't getting enough sun as they should be. So then people are more deficient on vitamin D as well, which causes a whole range of issues. If you're low in vitamin D, then that has a chain reaction of many other things, many other nutrient deficiencies as well. So what can we do about this? What can we do? Okay, well, it's good to be aware of it. Good to be aware, to let other people know about it, and to basically say, look, we're not standing for this anymore. We're not standing for being poisoned, and we are living in a toxic society, toxic world where we are being poisoned through the chemtrails in the air, through the water supply with the fluoride, chlorine, etc. in the water, that all the chemicals they put in the water which are poisoning us, and through then the foods that we're being given, through all the foods, the pesticides, the herbicides, the GMO foods, and etc. So yes, you know, it's coming at all angles. So we have to basically take care of ourselves more now than maybe we ever had to in the past, and you know, to eat as cleanly and as close to nature as possible, to combat the chemtrails, these metals that are coming into our systems through the air, to get them off the brain. We want to be eating lots of greens high in magnesium, etc. And then you think, okay, well, you know, the greens, they're going to be getting these chemtrails as well. And yeah, you know, it's you know, they do as well. So they do go into the food. But still, what's it better to eat? A cheeseburger or eat your greens? You know, you'll feel the difference eating the cheeseburger or eating your big green juice every morning. Huge difference. So that's what's important to do, is eat a lot of greens, eat a lot of minerals, magnesium, which helps to pull metals off the brain. And there are various other ways as well, having Epsom salt baths, having magnetic clay baths, pulling metals out of the body, and just living as healthy as possible. And just being aware of these things, being aware, letting people know, and the time will come when all this will change. Okay, my name is Matthew Armstrong. Tune in next time. Meow. Come on. Yes, that's a good girl. Good girl.